Okay, the day has finally come. I'm so excited because ever since we started this project, this is what I've been waiting for. We did all this awesome painting on the tile and brightened that up, which the white looks wonderful, but I'm ready for the color. And with that, we're adding wallpaper.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is remove everything from the walls. You also want to make sure they are 100% smooth, so sand over all those nail holes and fill in where needed. Also, make plans for lighting once you remove the fixture. We forgot about this and subsequently are missing a piece of filming as it was too dark. So, where do you start when you're wallpapering? The most important part of hanging wallpaper is that very first piece. You have to get it completely straight or everything else is going to be off. Also, make sure you're using the right terminology. Level refers to straightness side to side, which is horizontal, whereas plumb measures straightness up and down, vertically. We didn't have a plumb bob, so we used a large level to ensure our line was straight up and down. A plumb bob, I found out, is a weight suspended from a string and is used as a vertical reference line. You're going to want to start on a wall with a natural break that's uninterrupted. So for us, it was the right of the vanity and it went floor to ceiling. This was actually the only uninterrupted strip in the entire room. To cut your wallpaper, lay it out on the floor and measure out more than you need. Make sure you account for the labels on the start of the roll. I gave myself several inches over so I wouldn't end up too short. I'd say go at least 4 to 6 inches. I also used a fancy little safety cutter and it is way easier than scissors. It slides along and makes a straight line quickly and easily. So sorry I don't have video of hanging the first strip, but basically after brushing glue on the wall, you just slide it onto it and line up the edge on the line that you drew. I promise it is super easy. I'm using an A and B set of wallpaper, so I used the other for the second strip. Before cutting, find where to start by lining up the prints and get a rough idea. Then you can lay it out on the ground and cut, making allowances for the top and the bottom to overhang. We didn't go all the way down on the section behind the vanity since the vanity would cover most of that, and we had to glue carefully around the electrical box for the vanity light. After the strip was lined up and in place, I used an X-Acto knife to carefully reveal the electrical for the lighting. Once we finished this section, we were able to hook up our new light, and I was so glad to have light back in there. Plus, I'm super obsessed with my new light fixture. It's in a pool blue color, and it matches perfectly. Now it's time to do a corner. We first double checked that we were still straight and made note of the distance to the corner. I then added glue to the wall, making sure to get really well into the corner and onto the next wall. Basically, I want it to wrap seamlessly. Before picking up the strip and pressing it onto the wall, I first measured over the distance to the corner and I cut a small strip in the top of the wallpaper. I then pressed it onto the wall like normal, made sure to line up the design on the left. That strip I cut allowed me to bend into the corner easily. I then creased it down and pushed it with the smoother so it made a nice tight line in that corner. It also really helps to cut away any of the excess as you go, especially in these corners as it gets really crowded really quickly. I was surprised how forgiving wallpaper is. I honestly find it way easier than the peel and stick kind. I love that I can just push it and slide it where I need. You can make little adjustments really easily this way. Here's an example of a mistake. I accidentally cut this too short, but I was able to fix it easily. You just find the missing piece, line it up, and glue it in place. It really is that easy. I do advise waiting for the glue to dry before you start trying to trim the excess though. It's a great view of using the wallpaper smoothing tool. You want to really goop on the glue to make sure your wallpaper is completely covered. To get it completely smooth, you use the tools to remove that excess glue and spread it on the back side of the wallpaper. Put good pressure on it and slide it across toward a seam. Then you wipe away the excess glue and you can actually add it back into your bucket or just wipe it off with a towel. This part is like oddly relaxing and super satisfying. I really love to see those perfect seams just line up on the designs. I was obsessed with this design from Milton & King as soon as I saw it and quickly realized the busy print is really forgiving. The places you can see the seams are where the print is solid, but even there, it's barely noticeable. We continued on around the room with the biggest obstacle last, the toilet. Several friends recommended removing it, but that just seemed like even more work. If you can, I say go ahead and do it. We left it in place though. Thankfully, ours actually isn't flush against the wall, so we were able to just slide it down behind. I'll note though, wallpapering is much easier with two people, especially in places like this. I was able to hold the excess roll while Eric worked on getting the top lined up and pushed into place. It can be really annoying to try to do that yourself. Work your way down, and once you get to an obstacle, ours was the toilet, just slide it in place and smooth it as best you can. Hopefully it's behind something and you won't see if there's any bumps. Same goes for the plugs and light switches. Make sure you have it all in place before you start cutting. This is also pretty forgiving as the covers are usually much wider than the hole behind, so it will pretty much all be covered. We went back and trimmed the tops and bottoms with an X-Acto knife, paying special attention to any areas that needed a little extra glue to stay down. I also used a wet rag to wipe up any excess glue we might have missed along the way. I hope this project inspires you to try wallpapering in your home. Be sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see our future DIY videos, and our upcoming video is the reveal of this bathroom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.